Hey YouTube, I'm here tonight because I wanted to let everyone know that I've actually filed a complaint with YouTube about what's been happening on here. The bottom line at this point in time, YouTube, is you are violating several people's basic human rights in not allowing our videos out there. And you can make up rules and laws all you want. You're censoring one certain community in here, because that community is telling the truth. And that community is bringing a lot of towers to a lot of folks out there who've been doing a lot of dirty, dark things. That's not this, it's not our fault. It's not my fault. Okay? It's not my fault that you all made decisions. Okay? Whatever I speak on here is the truth. And I know it is. I've had 2 neighbors in this building move out. One of them was a nurse. The other neighbors were young thugs, and they were into guns and whatever. And obviously into other things. I feel like I have to be careful with what I say for a great many reasons. But I also know how important it is to tell the truth. Because every time I do, bad things happen at first, but then there's a good result. I know that my situation here has been ongoing for a long time. My situation does have to do with ritual abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse. Like, the number one thing that these people had to do to me, was keep me in a state of heartbreak. When I was down and low vibrational, really low vibrational, it was easy for them to take advantage of something. Okay? It was easy for a lot of people to take advantage of this, actually. And until I pulled my energy back, I didn't realize just how many people had tapped into me. But a lot of people had tapped into me. And I wasn't expecting that. I've had to face some very harsh truths in my own life recently. I mean, it's a pretty tough life when you've been persecuted all of it. The only thing that you yourself wanted, you could not achieve because of the interference of lies, gossip, and other people's BS, period. My spiritual journey has never been about money. I haven't really had a shit ton of it, ever. So that's not always my first priority. It really isn't. There are more important things than that. And I have been to real spiritual hell. My soul is absolutely priceless. It is, to me. And obviously, it's pretty pricey for others, too. These people came in at a time when I was trying to have an awakening. Vince, his friend, whatever. I had already gotten over the whole situation and was done with it, and I was moving on, and I was choosing to be on my own. So when 2020, 2021 hit, and Vince mentioned that Bill was around and that we should help him, I really wasn't interested in him then either, but I was interested in helping him get out of the situation he was in. And I should have just pretty much walked away, because he's never had any interest in me. He's had one-night flings with me and left me. He's done this 6 times in 7 lifetimes. That's not a relationship at all. It's really not. I have not lived with him. And the other thing I have to be honest about is in this lifetime I've never lived with Bill. Before I ever even reincarnated, my memories were completely and totally wiped. So when I was a teenager and I should have been having dreams about my past and so on, none of that happened for me because I didn't have any memories from it. They were all erased. So I don't even know if I've ever lived with Bill. If I had to base it on this lifetime, I'd have to say no. Like, I would have to. But I don't have the memories, so I don't know. And Mother Mary told me that he had more memory of us than I do, and she's probably very right about that. I'm letting the whole situation go because it's going to serve my highest good at this time. I just really don't want to deal with this anymore because I have dealt with it for so long. And you can only try for so long, and if somebody doesn't want to do something, you can't force that. And I was of this attitude by 2020, okay? I really was. I told him to go with my sister and be happy with her. But Vince decided to carry this little nightmare on for just a little bit longer to serve his own personal purposes of experimentation. That's basically all I can say. Like at one point in time, he wanted me to grow some seeds, so he brought some seeds over here and gave them to me. And later he mentioned, yeah, those were the seeds from the experiment. They weren't supposed to grow. I just wanted to see, so he was letting me know he was doing experiments on me. And it was 7:07, now it's 7:11. He was Vince was very interested in stealing my identity and anything else he could get off of me, okay? This guy really, I don't know if he worked. He said he did. It looked like he did. He had an apartment. But I'm finding out that a lot of things he said and did were just lies. Just like Bill. It was all just a lie. It seems. Because neither one of us are telling each other that we love each other. And I think in order to have a relationship established, such as a marriage or a wedding, at some point in time you would have to say that to each other. And he and I have not ever said that to each other. He was very shy. Clearly not anymore. And I was also very shy. And it's hard to tell somebody that you love them when you know they're going to leave you and not come back. It is. Because you know every time you have an encounter with this person, they're going to leave you, they're going to break your heart, and they're not going to come back ever. And that is the overall impression I got from this. So by 2015, he had left in 2008. He left. And I hadn't heard from him at all until 2015. And he got a hold of me on Facebook, and I was still pretty pissed off about the way he had left me. And I don't know if he knows this or not, but Lita and Rob had come to a birthday party I was at. And Lita had a roll of quarters and a ruby ring on her hand. And she jumped me unexpectedly. Again, this is a birthday party. You're not expecting to get jumped and get the crap beat out of you. But she put a cut over my eye. I got a restraining order on her after that because she was freaking a little bit nutty there with that shit. I couldn't go to the doctor at the time, so I super glued my eye shut. It was a very painful experience, and I had learned a very serious lesson not to get involved with that ever again. And I didn't want to get involved with that ever again. I left him alone. I said some really nasty things to him in 2015. They were said to him to let him know that there was something really wrong, and he needed to come over to my house and talk to me about it in person. It wasn't something I could say over the internet or on the phone. He got really upset and called me crazy. But I was telling him that Lita was a pretty evil, wicked witch, and that Odin was going to probably, kick his ass and take his name. I said some mean things to him because really, I didn't want to deal with getting my heart broken again. I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to be with him. And I let it all go. And that was in 2015. Vince got here in 2018 and started talking about Bill in 2020. And saying that he was here in spirit, blah, 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 blah. Whatever his lies were. Okay? Bill is quite alive. He's fine and he's married and he's happy. And I'm glad. I don't know if he's going through karma or not. I don't believe everything I hear. I don't trust everyone I meet. But I do what I'm supposed to do. And I get that done. This thing with YouTube, it's getting to be a bit much, I think, for everybody, but I'm not going to stop. I have a right to be here along with everybody else. I know that I did report on someone, and I know it was the truth. This person that I reported on, that's in our little group over here, and she definitely gave me some proof and evidence, and it was video proof and evidence. She definitely was plugged into my phone, which leads me to the next thing. Spirits can take their energy and match it to an application or a frequency. Let me say that again. Spirits can take their energy signature and match it to a frequency or an application. I've seen it done. And there is something pretty dark about all of that. There really is. It can affect us, and it does affect us. I'm not 100% sure about how it all works, but I know it has something to do with a black screen. It has to do with we're always working in a 78 card deck of tarot cards with 78 spirits. And 50% of them spirits are good spirits. But half of those spirits are coming in from the underworld. And they may or may not treat you right. They may or may not tell you the truth. But every time we're sitting with a deck of cards in our hands, we're sitting with that many spirits. That's why it's pretty draining when we do it. And you can only do so many readings per day and so many per night. When somebody's doing 20, 30 readings in a day, you know there's something going on there. Unless they've been doing that for numerous lifetimes. That would be the only way I'd say that somebody could do that. But when you're working with energy, it takes your energy. And you can only do so much with that. That person also had put something in her comment section, which I did post that. And it was about sending money to a fake place. And it was checked out and it was fake. I've been through a lot in my lifetime. And the one thing I don't want to talk about is the ritual sexual abuse. Yes, I was sex trafficked as a child. Many of us were, whether we remember it or not. It's a humiliating and embarrassing experience. It is absolutely designed to break your spirit. And I've been through this so many times already that I won't be broken. I won't be broken by anything or anyone. I just won't be. It's a personal choice, and it's a choice that I made with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit of heaven. He was the only one ultimately that could get me out of hell. Bill may have came and opened up a trap door for me once, but I doubt he had to do that every single life that I was here. I doubt it. We all have our weaknesses when it comes to spirituality. And most of us that are working with tarot cards, well, we are mediums, right? You're embodying spirits in your body, which means that you're being possessed by spirits, or you're allowing them to speak to you. Either way, with telepathy. But these spirits, they do come inside of us. And sometimes they will talk us in to saying the wrong thing, which is why I have a pendulum. So I can make sure that whatever I'm saying is the truth. It's how I charge that pendulum. It's what I intend for that pendulum. Nothing but the truth. And I have it blessed by the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And I charge my pendulum with the sunshine and full moonshine. I do. And it works. It's never lied to me, because I know who's operating that pendulum. And that's the only one I allow to operate it. And I trust God above everything and everyone. The abuse I had to endure, it went on for quite a while. I don't enjoy talking about it because it was a very dark time in my life. And it's happened periodically throughout my life. I've woken up in the middle of the afternoon from a nap, and there's been stuff going on downtown, if you know what I mean. And I've caught it, but I was never able to see who was doing it, because these people often wear masks. And when they wear a mask, you look down to see who the person is down there, and guess what? You ain't gonna see nothing but the floor, because they can cloak themselves that well. We all probably know the reason why the next door neighbor had to move out. I wasn't wrong about her. And when I tell the truth about someone and expose them here, it moves them out of the buildings here. It does. Because I'm pretty sure she wasn't a patient here. Okay? I really don't enjoy the life that I've had to live as per being someone's science project. And I absolutely want to expose it, and I am exposing it. There's plenty of people here in Colorado that know exactly what's happening here. They just don't want to do anything to stop it. And I found a remedy for that today. And I filed a report with them today too. Somehow, some way, my right to free speech better not be violated today. I'm tired of being shadow banned, and I will find an attorney very soon for this. And I will have a lawsuit with YouTube if you continue to shadow ban me, because I know something about somebody here at YouTube, and I haven't told his secrets yet. But rest assured, within the next 24, I'm going to. Because that person wouldn't stop either. And because of the shadow banning, that's how I know it's this one person. And the secrets that I know about him are pretty dark. They really are. And I will be telling them. In the meantime, here's my video of the day. Enjoy. And thank you for listening to me. And most of you believe me. Thank you for that.